A single decision can be the pivot point in our lives, the moment when everything begins to shift. Most of us think real change takes months, years, maybe even a lifetime. We tell ourselves we're not ready or we'll wait until the conditions are just right. But the truth is, you can make a decision in one day, a decision so powerful it changes the course of your life. Think about that. Just one moment, one choice has the power to ignite a transformation. It's not about luck, and it's not about chance. It's about taking charge and deciding once and for all that you're going to be different, live differently, and pursue what truly matters. That decision might look small from the outside, like choosing to wake up an hour earlier or putting down that drink. But the size of the decision doesn't matter. What matters is the commitment behind it. One day you decide that today is the day you stop letting fear rule your choices, the day you let go of all the reasons you can't, and you replace them with reasons you must. It's a decision to step into something new, something unknown, and that takes courage. But you have that courage even if you've never called on it before. Making a single decision can shift your entire mindset. You see, when you make a powerful decision, you're not just changing an action, you're changing your belief about who you are and what you're capable of. You stop waiting for someone else to decide for you, and you become your own leader. You set your own path because now you're driven by your purpose, your vision, and not by anyone else's opinion or approval. And when you choose to live like that, everything around you starts to respond. You'll see opportunities where there used to be obstacles. You'll feel a strength you didn't know you had. One decision can create momentum. You might feel like you're at a standstill, like every step forward is met with resistance. But a strong decision cuts through that resistance. It creates a ripple effect in your life. You'll find yourself making other decisions that align with that first choice, because now you have clarity and purpose. It's like building a fire. You start with a spark, and with every new choice, every new action, the flames grow stronger. Before you know it, you're looking at a fire that cannot be ignored. When you make a powerful decision, you're sending a message to yourself and to the world. You're saying, this is who I am. This is what I stand for. That's why some people are unstoppable, because they've made a decision that nothing and no one will hold them back. It's not that they have no fear. It's that their decision is stronger than any fear. They're committed, and that commitment becomes a force that can't be denied. They'll keep going, even when the road is hard, even when others tell them to turn back, because they've chosen their path with conviction. This decision can come at any point in life. It doesn't matter if you're young or old, if you've succeeded before or failed 100 times. One decision can be the beginning of a new story. It can be the moment you leave behind the old version of yourself, the one that doubted, hesitated, and held back. You step into a new identity, one that isn't limited by the past. You decide that you're going to live up to the potential you've always known is within you, and you're not going to wait another day to start. A single decision has the power to break cycles. We all have habits, patterns, and beliefs that we fall into without thinking. They become so ingrained that we start to believe they define us. But one decision can shatter those patterns. It can free you from whatever's been holding you back, whether it's doubt, fear, procrastination, or negative influences. You decide once and for all that those things no longer have power over you. And in that moment, you reclaim control over your life. The impact of a powerful decision goes beyond just you. When you make a bold choice, people notice. They see the change in you, the newfound confidence and determination, and it inspires them. Your decision to rise, to push through, becomes a beacon for others who may be struggling. They start to believe that they, too, can make a choice to change. This is the true power of a decision. It doesn't just lift you up, it creates a ripple that can lift others, too. Don't underestimate the weight of a single moment. We're all given the same 24 hours, but what you do with yours is up to you. At any moment, you have the choice to say, I'm going to make today count. And when you decide that today matters, that this is the day you're going to begin. You're not just changing one day, you're setting the stage for a lifetime of purpose, growth, and fulfillment. Excuses are like invisible chains that hold us back from our true potential. They seem small, harmless, even logical at times, but they're the very things that keep us from moving forward. We tell ourselves we're not ready, that the timing isn't right, that we don't have the resources. But if we look closely, we'll see that these excuses are often just walls we build to keep ourselves comfortable, to protect ourselves from the fear of failure. If you're waiting for the perfect moment, let me tell you it doesn't exist. The right moment is the one you choose to act in, the one you claim for yourself. When we make excuses, we give power to our fears and doubts. Every time we say, I can't because, or I'll start when we're choosing to stay where we are. And the more we choose to stay still, the harder it becomes to break free. Excuses become a habit, a way of life. We start to believe them as if they're absolute truths. We convince ourselves that we're justified in waiting, but deep down, we know that if we just push past those excuses, we could start building something incredible. Yet, the first step is to recognize that these excuses are often lies we tell ourselves. Letting go of excuses isn't easy. It requires honesty and courage because excuses often cover up something deeper. They cover our insecurities, our fears of failing, and our fears of judgment. If we're honest, most excuses are rooted in a desire to avoid discomfort. But growth lies in discomfort, in stepping out of the familiar. Every person who's achieved something great has had to face their excuses head on and choose to start anyway. They didn't wait to feel completely confident or perfectly prepared. They felt the fear, the doubt, the uncertainty, and they started anyway. Think about it. What could you achieve if you didn't let excuses control you? If you stop telling yourself that you'll start tomorrow, next week, or next year, the truth is, there's a price to pay for every excuse we make. Each time we say, not now, we push our dreams further away. The clock keeps ticking, and with each excuse, we lose time, potential, and opportunities. Letting go of excuses is about reclaiming that time, about choosing to make every day count. It's about refusing to let fear dictate your life any longer. When you decide to stop making excuses, something powerful happens. You start seeing solutions instead of obstacles. You become resourceful. What seemed impossible before now seems within reach because you're no longer waiting for ideal conditions. You're working with what you have. Instead of thinking, I can't because I don't have enough money or experience, you start thinking, how can I make this work with what I have right now? That shift in mindset is everything. It's where real progress begins. You stop wishing and start creating. Starting without excuses is also about building momentum. Every action you take builds on the one before it. You may not get it all right on the first try, and that's okay. The point is that you're moving forward, learning and adapting. When you make excuses, you stall that process, you rob yourself of the lessons you would have learned along the way. But when you let go of excuses, you give yourself permission to make mistakes, to fall and get back up. And with each fall, you're growing stronger, more resilient, and more prepared for the journey ahead. Excuses often mask our lack of commitment. If we're honest, sometimes we make excuses because we're not fully committed to our goals. We want the outcome, but we're not willing to put in the work. Letting go of excuses means deciding that you're all in, that you're ready to face whatever comes. It means choosing commitment over comfort, progress over procrastination. It's a promise you make to yourself that, no matter what, you're going to take action. That level of commitment is powerful because it pushes you past any barrier, any doubt, and any excuse. When you start without excuses, you realize that you're capable of far more than you ever thought. The limits you once saw were never real. They were constructs of your mind, built by fear and doubt. By letting go of excuses, you break down those limits and open yourself up to new possibilities. You see that you have the strength, the creativity, and the resilience to overcome challenges. This realization builds confidence, and with each step you start to believe in yourself more. You start to see that you are stronger than your fears and bigger than your excuses. Letting go of excuses is about taking responsibility for your life. It's about understanding that you are the only one who can change your circumstances. No one else can make that decision for you. You are in the driver's seat, and every excuse is like a brake that slows you down. If you want to move forward, you have to release those brakes. You have to own your choices, your actions, and your path. This responsibility is empowering because it means that you have the power to create the life you want. The only thing standing in your way is you. The question is, what's holding you back? Are you waiting for approval, waiting for more time, or waiting for someone else to take the lead? Those are just excuses. They're the walls you've built around yourself to stay safe, to avoid risk. But if you want something different, if you want to grow, you have to tear down those walls and just start. There's no better time than now, no better person than you. When you let go of excuses, you free yourself to become who you're truly meant to be. We often think that change requires huge life-altering steps, that to get where we want to go, we need to overhaul everything at once. But real, lasting change often begins with something much smaller, one small, immediate action. When you decide to commit to a single, achievable step, you're making the decision to move forward, however small that movement may seem. It's not about reaching the destination all at once, it's about setting yourself in motion. One step taken today is worth more than 100 intentions or grand plans left for someday. Small actions have a powerful momentum all their own. When you take that first step, no matter how minor it may appear, you're breaking through inertia. You're proving to yourself that change is possible, that progress is within reach. And it's often the hardest part. Once you've moved, however slightly, you realize that you're no longer stuck. You feel a sense of accomplishment, and that achievement, even if it's as simple as getting started, fuels you for the next step. That's how transformation happens, one manageable action at a time. It's easy to get caught up in the big picture, to feel overwhelmed by the magnitude of our goals. We look at the end result, see how far we have to go, and feel paralyzed by the gap. But focusing on small actions removes that weight. Instead of feeling pressured by the entire journey, you're only responsible for one step at a time. This focus brings clarity and simplicity. You're not trying to solve everything today. You're only committing to what's in front of you, something you know you can handle. This makes the journey not only manageable but empowering. Taking a small, immediate action also helps build discipline. When you set a small goal and follow through, you're building a habit of commitment. Each time you act on your intentions, you strengthen your ability to keep going, to stay consistent. Over time, this builds the discipline necessary for bigger goals. It's like building a muscle. At first, it might feel hard, but as you practice, as you stick to these small actions, you find that commitment becomes second nature. And when it's time to take on larger challenges, you'll have the strength and discipline to face them. Small actions give you a chance to test and learn along the way. When you start small, you're giving yourself permission to adjust as you go. You're not locked into one big commitment, you're able to adapt, to learn from each step. If something doesn't work, you can pivot without feeling like you've lost everything. This flexibility is invaluable because it allows you to grow in a way that feels natural. You're building resilience and learning what works best for you, all without the pressure of making one grand, all or nothing decision. Taking one small action also brings immediate results. You don't have to wait months or years to feel the impact of what you're doing. Even the smallest progress creates a positive ripple in your life. Maybe you feel a bit more confident, a bit more motivated. That's the beauty of small actions. They give you quick wins that boost your morale and remind you why you started. You don't have to wait for the big results to feel proud of yourself. Each step is its own victory, a testament to your willingness to grow. When you commit to a small action, you're also practicing patience. In a world that often demands instant results, taking things one step at a time teaches you to value the process. You learn to enjoy each part of the journey, to appreciate the growth happening within you as much as the results you're aiming for. This mindset shift is powerful. It turns you from someone rushing toward a goal into someone who's fully engaged in every step along the way. Patience allows you to savor your progress, to see how far you've come, even if the steps themselves are small. Every small action compounds over time. Think of each action as a single drop in a bucket. At first, it may seem like nothing, but drop by drop, that bucket fills. This is the principle of compounding. Small actions accumulate, creating momentum that grows with each new step. You might not notice the difference right away, but one day you'll look back and realize that all those small actions have built something substantial. You'll see that your commitment to small, consistent actions has led you farther than you ever thought possible. Committing to a small, immediate action also shows that you're serious about your growth. It's easy to talk about what you'll do someday or to wait for the perfect conditions, but taking even the smallest step today is a signal to yourself that you're ready to move forward. It's proof that you're willing to back up your intentions with action. This is a powerful message not just to the world, but to yourself. It's a reminder that you are capable, that you're committed, and that you're willing to do what it takes to make change happen. When you focus on small actions, you also become more present. Instead of worrying about the future or being weighed down by past failures, you're anchored in the present moment, fully engaged in the action at hand. This focus on the now allows you to give your best to each step, knowing that each small effort builds toward your larger goals. Being present makes every action feel more meaningful, more intentional, and it gives you the energy to keep going. It's a reminder that every big accomplishment starts with one small, immediate step in the right direction. Changing your mindset to one that embraces possibility is one of the most powerful shifts you can make. It's a transformation that allows you to see beyond your current circumstances, beyond your limitations, and into a world of potential. When you reframe your mindset, you stop seeing obstacles as roadblocks and start viewing them as challenges that can be overcome. This shift doesn't happen overnight, but once you begin to see life through the lens of possibility, everything changes. You open yourself up to new experiences, opportunities, and growth. The first step in reframing your mindset is understanding that your current beliefs aren't fixed. The things you believe about yourself, your abilities, and what's possible are not set in stone. They're simply thoughts you've repeated over time. If you've always told yourself that something is out of reach or that you're not capable, then that belief has likely limited you. But when you challenge these beliefs and replace them with thoughts of possibility, you break the cycle. You start telling yourself, maybe I can, or what if I tried this? Subtle shift creates room for new opportunities to enter. Reframing your mindset also involves letting go of a fear of failure. When we're focused solely on avoiding failure, we end up closing ourselves off to possibilities because we're too afraid to take risks. But if you look at failure as part of the journey, as an opportunity to learn and grow, it no longer holds you back. Instead, it becomes just one step along the way. Embracing possibility means you're willing to make mistakes and learn from them. It's about saying, even if I fall short, I'll be better for it. This openness to growth makes you unstoppable. One of the best ways to reframe your mindset is by asking powerful questions. Instead of thinking, why is this happening to me? Try asking, what is this teaching me, or how can I grow from this? These questions shift your focus from feeling powerless to finding potential within each situation. Every time you face a challenge or setback, remind yourself to ask questions that inspire growth. This practice helps you see each experience, even the hard ones, as a stepping stone towards something better. You start to understand that every challenge holds the possibility for transformation. Reframing your mindset also involves visualizing what's possible. Many people limit themselves because they only focus on their current reality. But when you take time to visualize your dreams, your goals, and your ideal future, you create a mental image of what's possible. Visualization isn't just daydreaming, it's a way to set your mind on a path of action. By vividly picturing yourself succeeding, you build a roadmap in your mind. You start to believe that what you desire is within reach, and this belief drives you to take the necessary steps toward it. Another aspect of embracing possibility is surrounding yourself with people who uplift and inspire you. If you're constantly around people who are negative or doubtful, it becomes much harder to see possibilities. But when you're around those who encourage you, who see the potential within you even when you can't, their energy is contagious. They help you see beyond your limitations and remind you of what's possible. This support system becomes a powerful foundation for your journey. You begin to realize that you don't have to do it alone, and their belief in you strengthens your belief in yourself. When you embrace possibility, you also become more resilient. You start to understand that setbacks are temporary, that they don't define you or your future. This resilience fuels your ability to bounce back from challenges. Instead of seeing a setback as a reason to quit, you view it as an opportunity to refine your approach, to learn, and to come back stronger. A mindset focused on possibility doesn't crumble at the first sign of difficulty, it adapts and persists. This resilience makes you more daring, more willing to pursue your goals with courage and confidence. Reframing your mindset also means letting go of limiting language. Phrases like "I can't," "it's impossible," or "I'm not good enough" reinforce a belief in scarcity and limitation. When you catch yourself thinking or speaking in these terms, consciously replace them with words of possibility. Try saying, "I'll figure it out," or "What's my next step?" Changing your language is a powerful way to change your thoughts. Over time, these positive phrases become your default, and they encourage you to take action, even when things seem difficult. Embracing possibility also involves gratitude. When you focus on what you have instead of what you lack, you create a mindset of abundance. Gratitude allows you to see the good in every situation, which in turn opens you up to even more positive experiences. When you're grateful, you're telling yourself that you are already enough, that you are already capable. This mindset of abundance fuels a sense of possibility because you're not starting from a place of lack, you're building from a foundation of appreciation and strength. Gratitude shifts your perspective and makes the impossible feel possible. Reframing your mindset to embrace possibility means adopting a growth mentality. When you believe that you can grow, learn, and improve, you're no longer limited by where you are now. You're constantly moving forward, constantly evolving. This mindset allows you to embrace new challenges with excitement instead of fear. You see each new experience as an opportunity to learn and expand. A growth mentality turns every no into a not yet and every failure into feedback. With this approach, every day becomes a new chance to uncover potential, to see what's possible, and to expand your horizons. Perfection is a standard that can paralyze even the most capable people. When you're constantly trying to reach some ideal version of success, it can feel like you're never quite good enough, like no matter how much effort you put in, it's always falling short. But when you shift your focus to progress instead of perfection, everything changes. Progress means valuing each step you take, no matter how small. It's about appreciating the journey, acknowledging your efforts, and recognizing that each bit of growth counts, even if you're not where you want to be yet. Focusing on progress allows you to see value in the process itself. It reminds you that every step forward, no matter how minor it seems, is a step in the right direction. When you stop obsessing over perfect outcomes and start looking at what you're learning and how you're growing, you free yourself from the pressure of impossible standards. The journey becomes more enjoyable, and you start to build confidence because you're acknowledging each improvement along the way. This mindset makes it easier to keep going because you're no longer weighed down by unrealistic expectations. When you're focused on progress, you're more likely to take risks and try new things. Perfectionism often traps people in their comfort zones because they're afraid to fail or make mistakes. But progress-oriented thinking opens the door to experimentation and growth. You realize that mistakes are part of learning, that every misstep teaches you something valuable. This willingness to take risks leads to more opportunities, And soon enough, you're moving forward faster than you would be if you were waiting to do things perfectly. Progress over perfection also helps you build resilience. When you're focused on doing everything perfectly, any setback can feel devastating, like proof that you're not good enough. But when you see setbacks as part of your progress, they become easier to handle. You understand that challenges and failures are just part of the journey, not reflections of your worth. This resilience helps you bounce back quicker, and it gives you the strength to keep pushing forward, even when things get tough. You become stronger and more adaptable, and that's a powerful place to be. Shifting your focus to progress also allows you to enjoy the present moment. When you're always striving for perfection, it's easy to get caught up in thoughts of the future, of where you think you should be. But progress-oriented thinking brings you back to the here and now. It encourages you to appreciate the steps you're taking today, to feel proud of the growth you're experiencing right now. Living in the present allows you to savor each milestone, no matter how small, and this appreciation fuels your motivation to keep going. Focusing on progress also keeps you grounded in reality. Perfection is often an illusion, a goal that's impossible to reach because it constantly shifts. But progress is something you can measure, something tangible. You can look back and see how far you've come, even if you're not where you ultimately want to be. This grounding perspective helps you stay committed, reminding you that every bit of effort adds up. When you're focused on making progress, you're no longer chasing an impossible ideal. You're simply aiming to be better than you were yesterday. When you prioritize progress, you're also kinder to yourself. Perfectionism often leads to harsh self-criticism because you're never fully satisfied with your achievements. But with a progress mindset, you can celebrate each step forward. You become more patient with yourself, understanding that growth takes time and that every effort counts. This self-compassion is essential for long-term success. When you're not constantly judging yourself, you have more energy to put into your goals. You become your own biggest supporter, and that encouragement can make all the difference. Progress-focused thinking also fosters a sense of gratitude. Instead of focusing on what you lack or where you fall short, you begin to see all that you've accomplished along the way. You're grateful for each lesson, each hurdle you've overcome, and each small win. This gratitude shifts your mindset from scarcity to abundance, from frustration to fulfillment. You start to see that you're capable of more than you thought, and this realization fills you with a sense of possibility. Gratitude keeps you motivated because it reminds you that every step, no matter how small, is meaningful. When you focus on progress, you also build momentum. Each step forward creates a sense of achievement, which then fuels you to keep moving. This momentum is powerful. It turns a small step into a series of actions that build upon each other. Before you know it, those little efforts have added up to significant growth. Unlike perfectionism, which can lead to procrastination and stagnation, a progress-oriented mindset propels you forward. It's about consistently showing up, about taking action even when it's hard because you know that each step matters. Choosing progress over perfection empowers you to keep learning. Perfectionism often halts growth because it insists that you already know everything you need to. But when you value progress, you understand that there's always room to learn more, to improve, and to adapt. You're open to feedback, to new ideas, and to changing your approach when necessary. This commitment to learning keeps you moving forward, ensuring that your journey is one of constant growth. You embrace the process, and in doing so, you give yourself the freedom to keep evolving, to keep pushing your own boundaries. The environment you create around yourself plays a significant role in shaping your mindset, your attitude, and ultimately your path in life. Surrounding yourself with positivity and purpose is about intentionally building a circle of people, experiences, and habits that inspire, uplift, and drive you toward your goals. When you choose to be around positivity, you're inviting encouragement and support into your life. This energy fuels your confidence, reminds you of your potential, and helps you push through difficult times. It's a decision to cultivate an atmosphere where you can grow and thrive. Having people who radiate positivity around you is like having a constant source of motivation. Positive people don't just cheer you on when things are going well, they remind you of your strength when challenges arise. They see potential in you even when you might doubt yourself, and their faith in you can reignite your own belief in what's possible. This supportive environment enables you to take risks and step out of your comfort zone, knowing you have people who will stand by you, celebrate your victories, and help you learn from your setbacks. Their energy becomes a driving force behind your journey. Surrounding yourself with positivity also means being mindful of what you allow into your mind. The books you read, the media you consume, and the conversations you engage in all shape your perspective. When you choose content that inspires and motivates, you're feeding your mind with thoughts that encourage growth. Instead of dwelling on negativity or problems, you begin to focus on solutions and opportunities. Every time you engage with something positive, you're reinforcing a mindset of possibility and resilience. This habit creates a mental foundation that supports you no matter what challenges arise. Being around purpose-driven individuals is equally important. When the people in your life have their own goals and passions, their commitment becomes a source of inspiration. You witness their dedication, their sacrifices, and their resilience, which motivates you to pursue your own path with similar intensity. Purposeful people understand the importance of staying focused and grounded, and their example reminds you of what's possible when you remain committed. Their discipline and drive help you keep your own goals in perspective, pushing you to stay aligned with your purpose. Positivity and purpose are contagious. They spread to every area of your life. When you start choosing positivity, it affects how you see the world. Problems feel more manageable, and setbacks become learning opportunities. You develop a habit of looking for the good in situations and finding ways to move forward, no matter how difficult things may seem. This shift doesn't just impact you, it influences the people around you as well. Your own positivity can uplift others, creating a cycle of encouragement and optimism that benefits everyone in your circle. Aligning yourself with purpose is about more than just motivation, it's about finding meaning in your actions. When you surround yourself with purpose, you start to filter out the distractions that don't serve your goals. You become more intentional with your time, focusing on activities and relationships that align with your values and aspirations. This clarity allows you to channel your energy into things that genuinely matter to you. With purpose as your guide, you're less likely to feel lost or unfulfilled, because every step you take is leading you towards something meaningful. Creating an environment of positivity and purpose doesn't mean ignoring reality or avoiding challenges. It's about approaching life with a mindset that's resilient and hopeful. Positive people still face setbacks, but they view those moments as part of the journey rather than insurmountable obstacles. They teach you to adapt, to find strength within, and to keep pushing forward, even when things are tough. This resilience becomes a cornerstone of your character, helping you navigate life's ups and downs with grace and determination. Surrounding yourself with positivity also means learning to let go of relationships or situations that drain your energy or hold you back. This can be difficult, but it's essential for your growth. When you make space by releasing negativity, you open yourself up to new connections and opportunities that bring joy and inspiration. This act of letting go is a declaration of self-worth, a reminder that you deserve to be around people who lift you up and support your vision. It's a step toward creating an environment that truly nurtures your potential. The power of surrounding yourself with positivity and purpose is that it helps you stay focused on what truly matters. When you're in an environment filled with encouragement and purpose, you're less likely to be swayed by doubt or fear. You start to build a mindset that's grounded in strength, and this foundation supports you through any challenge. With this kind of focus, you're able to tune out distractions, set clear goals, and take consistent steps toward achieving them. Your life begins to reflect the values and dreams that are most important to you. Surrounding yourself with positivity and purpose creates a life of fulfillment. When you're around people and experiences that uplift and inspire, every day feels meaningful. You start to see your journey not just as a pursuit of goals, but as a collection of moments filled with joy, learning, and connection. This environment encourages you to keep growing, to keep reaching for more, and to embrace every moment with gratitude. Surrounding yourself with positivity and purpose isn't just a choice, it's a commitment to live a life that's aligned, intentional, and filled with possibility.